It's getting very slippery in Kenya Kwanza government. There is a lot of shadow boxing and infighting. It appears that a new war front has opened between William RUTO and Jackson Mandago, Uasin Gishu senator. Mandago made some remarks attacking the executive. Hours later, Director of Public Prosecution approved Mandago's arrest. Thus today. Let's listen to what Mandago said first before we dwell on why he's now being arrested. Listen to this.
Honorable Speaker, I think there is a very serious problem in the National Treasury of this country. The National Treasury of this country behaves as if it is the treasury of the executive of this country. I think it is time we come up with an independent institution that disperses funds to the three arms of government and to the two levels of government, so that these monopolistic tendencies of national treasury determining who to allocate resources as and when it pleases them comes to an end, Honorable Speaker.
That was Mandago speaking in the Senate, and listening to him keenly, he was attacking the executive for capturing the treasury. That seems to have not gone on well with William RUTO. And now the Director of Public Prosecution has approved Mandago's arrest.
Seneta wa Uasin Gishu Jackson Mandago sasa atashtakiwa kwa ufisadi na ubadhirifu wa pesa katika sakata ya mpango wa elimu ya kuwapeleka wanafunzi katika mataifa ya Finland na Canada. Hii ni baada ya ofisi ya mashtaka ya umma kuidhinisha faili ya uchunguzi iliyotumwa na tume ya maadili na kupambana na ufisadi EACC kwa ajili ya kufunguliwa mashtaka kwa Mandago pamoja na maafisa wengine wakuu wa kaunti ya Uasin Gishu. Ben Kirui anatufungulia taarifa zetu.
Seneta Jackson Mandago pamoja na maafisa wengine wakuu wa kaunti ya Uasin Gishu wamejipata kikaangoni zaidi kufuatia sakata ya shilingi bilioni 1.1 ya ufadhili wa masomo nchini Finland na Canada. Hii ni baada ya tume ya EACC ambayo inachunguza madai ya ubadhirifu wa pesa hizo na maafisa wa serikali ya kaunti ya Uasin Gishu kupata idhini kutoka kwa afisi ya mkurugenzi wa mashtaka ya umma kumshtaki Mandago na washukiwa wenzake.
Our quarterly report have got big cases, and quite a number of big cases. Some of them is about telecom, other is about the issue of Ronald Ngala College, which is stuck in Vipingo, and we have one that deals with about the senator in Uasin Gishu, where this the famous Finland scandal. So for the senator, we have recommended him to be charged. And we are in the process. I think we got to go ahead to charge him.
Maafisa hao ni pamoja na Joseph Kipkemoi Maritim, Meshak Rono na Joshua Lelei. Washukiwa wanadaiwa kula njama ya kutenda uhalifu, wizi na matumizi mabaya ya ofisi. Watatu hao pia wanakabiliwa na madai ya ulaghai. Watuhumiwa wanadaiwa kula njama ya kuiba shilingi bilioni 1.1, pesa zilizotolewa kutoka akaunti ya Kenya Commercial Bank mjini Eldoret iliyosajiliwa chini ya akaunti ya Uasin Gishu Education Trust Fund iliyokusudiwa kuwalipia karo ya vyuo vikuu vya ng'ambo wanafunzi chini ya mpango wa elimu ya ng'ambo ya akaunti hiyo.
To answer to the charges.
Mnamo tarehe 16 Agosti, Mandago alikamatwa na kuachiliwa baada ya mahakama kuagiza ajibu mashtaka kuhusiana na sakata ya kuwalaghai wanafunzi zaidi ya 120. Seneta Mandago na wenzake wanatarajiwa kukamatwa na EACC kuanzia sasa ili kushtakiwa.
You don't need magic or rocket science to know that the remarks are clearly what have led to the Director of Public Prosecution approving Mandago's arrest. We still remember the Finland education scam, where there were lots of demonstrations in Uasin Gishu Parents and even students were complaining of being conned. We saw Mandago presenting himself to EACC, and then from there, the whole thing went silent. And I just don't understand why DPP's office saw it not fit to prefer charges or to order for the arrest of Mandago. Why did they take this long to order for Mandago's arrest? Let me start by saying this. Last year, when William RUTO and his team were campaigning for the presidency, they were very vocal on how Uhuru Kenyatta had captured state organs. RUTO Rigathi was specifically very vocal on that, on state capture. So they promised that upon forming government, they will end that state capture, that the government will allow these state organs to operate very freely. But from what we are seeing, it's coming out that this Kenya Kwanza government is even worse than Uhuru Kenyatta's government. State organs are being used to settle political scores. If you are anti the government, then the police, DCI, are being unleashed on you. And we saw that yesterday with Margaret Nyakango, where she was actually held hostage from Nairobi to Mombasa by the DCI officers, upon which she was arrested and arraigned in a court, accused of having made some fraudulent deals in 2016. Why now? If you look at Nyakango's case, it's very clear that the expose she made on the kind of wastage, the kind of corruption in the government led to her arrest. Mandago's arrest is linked to her pronouncements about treasury. So it's coming out clearly without any doubt that this government is using state organs to settle political scores and to silence critics. And that's very unfortunate because Kenyans will lose faith in these state organs. And already, a whooping majority of Kenyans have lost faith in our judiciary, courtesy to the judgment that was made by the Supreme Court, a judgment that was seen by very many as a compromised judgment. So it's actually true that this government is muzzling all independent arms of government and all these institutions. And that's very, very unfortunate for a country like Kenya that is still growing. And also, if you look at the 1 year of this Kenya Kwanza regime, almost everything is failing. Our education system is failing. Even setting and marking of exams alone, this government cannot get right. We are seeing so many irregularities with the exams. Just the recently released KCP exams had so many errors. G2G failed miserably. It backfired miserably. If you look at, for example, the cost of living, it's a fact that William RUTO has even lied to Kenyans that give me 1 month, give me 2 months. We are working or rather sorting out the issue of the high cost of living. Upon the 1 month or the 2 months elapsing, we are finding the situation even worse off than it was before. The global oil prices are coming down. Our neighbors are reducing the prices on the commodity. In Kenya, we are being told that the prices globally are going up. So you are seeing a government that is totally confused, very clueless, and they always talk the opposite of reality. If William Ruto or any Kenya Kwanza leader tells you it's up, be rest assured it's down. If they talk of the north, be rest assured it's the south. The war between William Ruto and Mandago, I'm seeing that war going to explode even further. And it's not only Mandago, it appears that a good majority of Kenya Kwanza leaders are not happy with William Ruto's government. And if that's the trend William Ruto is trying to use to silence them, then we are going to see very interesting political happenings in the coming days. We still remember that Eldoret residents, knowing fully well that there were so many allegations of corruption against William Ruto, they said our thief, our choice, and they voted for William Ruto. Ruto's government is now trying to paint Mandago as corrupt. I'm seeing a very high possibility where, without knowing, William Ruto might be building Mandago politically in the Kalenjin Rift Valley, going on what we saw with him. He was accused of corruption, but instead of the Kalenjin nation rejecting him, they embraced him. It might be possible that the same scenario might be repeating itself here. As much as William Ruto thinks he can use the corruption card against Mandago, that can end up giving Mandago some sympathy on the ground. So I'm seeing a totally confused government, very interesting moments ahead. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. In case you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.